Hey guys, welcome back. If you're new here, my name is Christy. I'm a homeschool mom to 3 kids. Today I'm going to be talking about some things that I've learned while homeschooling so far. This video is actually a collaboration with one of my friends here on YouTube, Christina from Rooted Homeschool. She is an amazing homeschool mom. If you don't follow her, you need to. Follow her Instagram, follow her YouTube. She is such an encouragement and such a inspiration and somebody I take advice from and somebody I like to bounce ideas off of and just talk with. I like to consider her a friend, and I love that I can make friends with all of the homeschool moms in this wonderful community. So definitely go check out Christina's channel and her video along this topic. First, I want to start off by saying that I am still learning things. We are now into our 2nd year of homeschooling, and I feel like I have learned a lot these past couple years and really have had my eyes kind of open to some things, but I also definitely feel like I'm still learning things, and I know that I will continue to learn things through our entire homeschool journey. The first thing that I feel like has kind of changed and I've learned is kind of my whole view on homeschooling in general. So if you don't know our story, I pulled my daughter out of public school after her 3rd grade year. And so she had quite a few years of experience in a school setting. I feel like that experience in itself kind of has helped me to learn some things and has opened my eyes. And before homeschooling, I had this view of homeschooling as something that was impossible. I didn't feel like I was good enough. I had a lot of self-confidence issues when it came to homeschooling. I didn't feel like I was good enough to homeschool my child. I remember talking with one of my really good friends. She's actually a YouTuber as well. Her name is Jamie from Jamie Kite. If you don't follow her, you should follow her as well. But I am really close friends with her. We actually grew up together. But in the years past, like years ago, I've been talking about homeschooling for years. And I would talk to her because she has always homeschooled and she has 5 children. And she is such an inspiration to me watching her homeschool journey through these whole years. And I always just felt like she was so courageous and so brave to embark on that journey, and I just felt like it was out of reach for me. Now, after homeschooling for an entire year, and now we're in our 2nd year, I know that it's possible because we're doing it. We're doing it every day. I know that this is a right path for us and that we will get through it. Homeschooling has given me a new perspective on homeschooling, and I have such a passion in my heart for it now. And that came rather quickly into our homeschooling journey. And I'm so passionate about a lot of things and a lot of aspects about homeschooling. One of the biggest things that I learned and kind of had this like epiphany and realization is how much time homeschooling is giving back to me with my kids. We all have said it. Our kids grew up way too fast. Time goes way too fast. Like, they were just a baby and now they're in 5th grade and they're becoming their own person. Homeschooling has given me so much time back. If you really think about it, kids that go to school are gone on average about 8 hours a day, would you say, from the time that they leave on the bus to the time that they come home off of the bus? About 8 hours on average, right? If you take 8 hours and you times it by 180 days, which is a typical school year, that's 1,440 hours that they're away from you. If you times that by 12 years of a typical education, that's 17,280 hours that they're not with you in their school career. That is so much time. If you also think about it, memories aren't made in an hour. Sometimes memories are made in just a few minutes. So there's even more memories that you're missing out on with your kids. This was such an important realization for me and something that I cherish and value and put as one of the most important reasons that I'm homeschooling is that time that I otherwise would not have with the most important people in my life. Another thing that I've realized is how uninvolved I was in her education up until this point. when we started homeschooling, I honestly didn't know what she knew. I'm like, okay, Lacey, have you covered fractions? Do you know, how to tell time? Have you ever done this before? Because I honestly had no idea what she had learned and how hands-off I really was in her education. It's kind of scary to think about because she's my child. And with homeschooling, I have full control over her education. I see exactly what she's learning and we learn and go through it together. Another really important thing I realized is how much we as homeschool moms, I mean people in general, but we as homeschool moms have to rely on God. And how much God is in control of this whole entire homeschool experience for us. Homeschooling has really strengthened my relationship with Christ because I have to rely on Him. Like, I don't know what I'm doing. I can't do this on my own. And I know that He's there for me and He's guiding us through this. I've seen it. I've seen it in the fruit that we've experienced with homeschooling. I've seen His hands all over it. I am not a perfect person, and He is working me every day. He is sanding down my rough edges and smoothing out my struggles and exercising my patience muscle every day. And I value that so much because honestly, through Him, I'm becoming a better and more involved mother. I value the closeness that I am attaining from homeschooling my children every day. My closeness with Him and my closeness with my children. Another thing that I really have loved kind of learning and seeing is my children's faith growing. It's something I've realized homeschooling can give them because the curriculum that we select, most of it is from a Christian worldview. And so Bible and God and Jesus is all wrapped up into what they're learning every day. And I think that that exposure has really helped them to kind of grasp who God is, His character, and I can see it growing every day. I can see the relationship with Christ growing every day, and that makes me so happy and excited and makes my heart literally sing. I also feel like with the exposure of teaching them these lessons that I personally am getting, my relationship with Christ is growing through what they're learning and through seeing their faith grow. Another thing that I have realized, and this is the last thing I'm going to talk about, and it's definitely not as deep as my other realizations, I have realized that I am more of a go with the flow, roll with the punches, non-planning person than I ever thought I was. I've realized that through homeschooling, I literally hardly look ahead of our lessons. I literally look at it like that morning when we're about to do it, other than maybe like science or things where there's like hands-on things I have to have available. I will plan those out. But as far as like our daily lessons, I don't write down like a plan of what we're gonna do. We just kind of go with the flow. Like, okay, obviously math and language arts is usually done every single day that we do school. Those are kind of a given. Those are what we focus on. But then when it comes to history or science or art or anything extra that we add in, nature study, that sort of thing, we kind of just take it day by day and what we feel like doing and what I feel led to do that day. We don't do everything every day. We just kind of see how we feel. And I didn't realize I was that much of a go with the flow person until I started homeschooling. And I mean, it could be taken negatively or positively because sometimes I feel very unprepared for things and I'm like scrambling around. But other times I feel like it keeps me from being stressed or overwhelmed. So those are a bunch of the things that I've learned homeschooling. There are more things that I've learned and more things I'm learning, like I said before. But these are some that really stood out to me when I started to reflect on the past year of homeschooling. Don't forget to check out Christina's channel. I will link it down below. I'm sure her video is going to be amazing and it's going to be so insightful. And I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I'll see you guys in another video soon. Bye.